I'm John with Mature Medellín. I'm with Andrea, our partner in crime, doing real estate stuff. We're in Astorga, which is a beautiful part of Medellin, part of El Poblado. A lot of people don't know this, Andrea, because in America and a lot of places, when you live in a city, that city's the city, right? For example, I grew up in a city called Federal Way, and there isn't many sections of Federal Way, maybe one or two sections. You might say, oh, I live in by the water, or I live, by the golf course. But we really don't have different neighborhoods, not too many. But really, here in El Poblado, we have, 22 neighborhoods, right?
22.
It's
incredible.
So we're going to be talking about the various neighborhoods, what neighborhoods are walkable, what neighborhoods have hills, those kinds of things. And today we're at Cafe Dragon. And it's a beautiful cafe, as you can see, lots of people, lots of co-working, lots of activity. Those are the kinds of things that happen here. So let's talk a little bit about this area. Since we're here in Astorga, tell us a little bit about this area.
Okay. So Astorga used to be a very residential place long time ago. Houses, just houses for families. But they say about 15 years started to change a bit. So you started to see one coffee, two coffees, and then since this is a privileged area of Medellin, because it's a flat area, it started to develop more and more commerce. It's a neighborhood that is just next to 10th Street. So 10th Street is one of the main streets of the city. So of course that brought to this area a lot of movement, a lot of traffic of people, and it generates a lot of offer of new services.
I see.
So there is a lot of restaurants, you will find a lot of coffee shops. It's like a art district, I believe. You will see a lot of graffiti, a lot of art.
A lot of art, okay.
Right now there is a couple of hotels as well. We have the Cielo Hotel, which is a very popular hotel in Medellin, because it's from a very famous guy, Juan Manuel Barrientos. Juan Manuel Barrientos is a chef, is a local chef, and he has been bringing his brand to Washington and to other places abroad. So he's a good reference to see like also how the cuisine in Medellin has been exported and has been also like the motor of these neighborhoods to keep growing and showing up through the world.
Yeah, and what's very unique about not only Astorga, but especially here, I noticed there's so many cafes. Like we were at the other day when we were looking at apartments here in Astorga, we were at a different cafe, very similar vibe, but almost everywhere when you walk in, you'll never expect it from the outside, but from the outside, all you see is a garage door, and you walk in and you come into this beautiful space with natural woods, with natural lighting. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And there's so many of these kinds of cafes all over Medellin and in Astorga especially, right?
Yeah. Medellin people is very talented and very creative,
Yes, very creative.
So you can see here, it's a concept that is not brought like our roots here, but also brought a lot of concepts from all over the world.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah, the thing I noticed about Medellin is there's so many of these kinds of cafes everywhere. You will never know until you walk inside how beautiful it is. But there's hundreds. I'm not exaggerating. There's many. There's so many. And in Seattle or in other places, like we live in a very big city, but in our city, maybe there's 5 or 10 really unique spots. Outside of that, nothing, right?
We were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
That you were saying that you were very surprised because Medellin is a never-ending, finding new places to go, and each one has its own uniqueness.
Exactly. So one of the things we want to do today is talk about the various neighborhoods of Medellin, the various areas, not just of Medellin, but the various neighborhoods of El Poblado, because I know so many people are interested in El Poblado, but we want to talk about the various neighborhoods, some of the and not obviously we don't want to talk about 22 neighborhoods. That's too many. But we want to share with you the top neighborhoods that you might be interested in, whether it be for living, whether it be for investments, whether it be for nightlife or whatever. Andrea's the expert. She's a paisa. She's lived here all of her life, and that's her specialty. A lot of people, you'll see a lot of people who's been here 6 years, 10 years. That's all great, right? But there's something to be said about somebody who grew up in the city. She grew up here, so she can give us all the ins and outs of the beautiful city. And later on, we'll even walk around and show you some of the things that we can share with you as well.
Super. Okay, so let's start. So John, mira, so we have created this map to illustrate you in a very friendly and graphic way each neighborhood of El Poblado. So do you want me to choose like 3 or 4 to explain?
Yeah, some of the ones that are very popular. I know El Tesoro is very popular. And Manila is very popular.
Manila is really popular.
So you can tell us some of the ones that you think, hey, these are some of the areas. We're at Astorga, which is across the main street. Basically, there's this main street that goes up and down. One side is Manila, the other side is Astorga, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Sí, you're exactly correct. So this is Patio Bonito. We are here in Astorga. And 10th Street cross Manila, Astorga, and goes here through Provenza, and goes through here to this area, more or less.
Almost all the foreigners, when they come, they like to stay in this area here, right? When the foreigners come, they like to go to Provenza.
Yes, this is the most touristic area. Let's say Provenza, Astorga, Manila. You will find the most touristic locations. People love to invest in Provenza, of course, because you are walking distance to everything. La Linde is a great area as well because it's very residential, but it's close to Provenza. So you have the closeness, but very quietness, peace, green. All the neighborhoods in Medellin and in El Poblado, I will say that have one characteristic in common. We have a lot of green.
Yes.
So wherever you go, it's trees. And even the construction right now is thinking about that. So the designers are putting together plants, brick. So it's something very, very nice that is happening in the city.
Yeah. La Linde is where you live.
I live in La Linde.
It's where I live.
It's where you live, where I found your place. You are my neighbor.
Sure, okay. Gracias.
So Manila and Astorga are great places to invest as well, but the offer is not too many because you will find more like buildings for hotels more than buildings for residential or investment. But we for sure have a very nice opportunity for investing in Manila as buying actions in a hotel for Airbnb.
Yes.
In Astorga, we have a couple of options as well that we can show to our clients. La Linde, I have many options available. I love La Linde. For me, it's one of my neighborhoods. My favorite is not because I live there, but I really see the potential and the demand over there. Like every day, like people are asking me more, hey, do you have something available in La Linde? And that's showing something, a trendy. Castropol, I grew up in Laureles actually. Okay. But part of my life, I've lived in Castropol as well, and it's a very nice neighborhood too, close to Provenza. A little bit more hilly, so here you will start seeing the hills.
Okay.
Which is very curious because we Colombians, we paisas, we don't walk too much. But I have seen some foreigners walking the hilly, and they love it. They love it. Yeah. El Tesoro, as you were saying, El Tesoro is great. El Tesoro has the best mall of the city. We already visited the other day. And the residentials and the buildings here are pretty modern, very exclusive. You will find very nice finishes, very nice designs. So it's a great option there for finding a good place to live and to invest as well. El Poblado is, but my mom told me the story because when my mom was young, she used to live in the downtown and in Laureles. And El Poblado was like the part to go to the farms. So she traveled from Laureles to El Poblado to visit to the farms with the friends.
Oh, okay.
So El Poblado was used big farms with the lands. And then they started to sell it like split it and sell it like, okay, I sell you this part, I sell you this part, I sell you this part. And they were building different kind of houses.
Oh.
But then those houses started to be buildings. And now, well, you can see after 50 years, all the developing that El Poblado has been going through. Another neighborhood, well, Alejandria is popular as well. I think that's where you have your house, your investment house. And this is also called sometimes Golden Mile, is Milla de Oro. And it's close to all the banks, the main companies, offices of the city. You have Santa Fe Mall, you have Oviedo Mall. A very nice neighborhood to live and to invest because it's also like a kind of a mix between flats and a hill, but very well surrounded with a very good offer around. San Lucas is a very exclusive location. It is close to La Frontera Mall. A lot of people love La Frontera because it's close to Envigado. So Envigado starts here. And there are a lot of facilities, amenities. It's very calm, very familiar, very safe. People value those things. Safe is very important. Safety. Yes.
I love Envigado as well, which is down in this area. The only problem I have with Envigado is there's only one road in and one road out. So during traffic times, it's horrendous.
You're right.
So it's kind of like we have a place like that in where I live called Puyallup. It's a great area, but there's only one road to get in and out. So during traffic hours, it's horrible. But the good thing about it is I know Envigado is a lot more affordable than it is here, right?
It's true.
And people, even though that traffic is a little bit hard, people are willing to do that because it's a lot more affordable there, right?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
so
a lot of options.
We manage something that is called Stratos.
Yeah.
So Stratos were designed at some point to define how much you pay for utilities, for taxes, and everything.
Yep.
So poor people pay less taxes than rich people that are in Strato 6.
Yes.
So Strato 6 is the richest and Strato 1 is the poorest. So it's like a kind of subside. The rich people is kind of subsiding the more needed people in the city.
Yes.
So that also defines a lot of the neighborhood where you live.
Yes.
So El Poblado is mainly Strato 6 and Envigado is Strato 5. Being Strato 5, you can find like a properties like Strato 6 because are very modern, very nice buildings. And that's why the taxes are low, the apartments are low, the utilities are low there. So it's definitely more affordable.
Do you think the prices in Envigado is what percentage? Half price, 50, 60%, 70% versus El Poblado? What do you think the difference is in price?
Okay, so John, more or less the difference between El Poblado and Envigado, you could find in Envigado 15% or 30% prices down comparing to El Poblado.
Okay.
So it's a bit
quite a bit of difference in price, 15 to 30% difference.
Imagínate.
Okay.
So I want to share with you a couple of examples of that. This is a penthouse, for example, in Envigado. That is 245 square meters, and the asking price, is 1,750 million pesos. This is in dollars. How much?
About 500,000, I think.
More or less. More or less 500,000. Interesting thing, in Envigado, you will find also similar views.
Yeah, it was basically 480,000.
Okay. And in Envigado, you will find similar views than in El Poblado.
Yes.
This is a great penthouse with the terraces, with the jacuzzi.
Very modern, very beautiful.
Very modern, beautiful. This apartment got closed in December in 1.650.
Okay.
So you have also an idea of how
Okay.
negotiable the prices could be.
Okay. And 245 meters, that's very big. You know,
That is
that's
very big.
what, 2,600 square feet, something like
More
that?
or less.
Yeah.
More or less.
Huge.
And here in El Poblado, there is this penthouse available that is like a kind of similar size than the one we saw in Envigado.
Okay, 220 meters.
And the asking price of this one that we just listed this month is
2 billion.
2 billion
Okay.
Colombian
Okay.
pesos.
So a little bit more expensive, over
Yes.
500,000. And obviously looks a little bit more dated than the other one. The other one looked a little bit more modern, but this is
Yes.
also a very beautiful home.
Yes.
Fantastic.
See. But for a new apartment here, penthouse with the same size, I think it will cost around 2,500 till 3,000 or 3 billion pesos.
Okay.
For a new one. So just for you to have an idea.
Do you think Envigado and El Poblado, are they going up in value at the same rate, or is El Poblado going up faster? Envigado is catching up. What's happening with prices?
Well, I believe Envigado has a great potential because it's still the prices are not that high.
Yes.
So people is starting to realizing about that and are investing more there.
I see.
But El Poblado, I believe there are certain areas that have had already a big appreciation in the last 5 years, like for
Okay.
example, Provenza. So I don't see where else can it keep growing in the same rate, you know.
Okay.
It's great for investment because a lot of people love to stay there. But in terms of appreciation, I believe, for example, Envigado has more potential to appreciate than neighborhoods than Provenza, for example.
Yeah, you know what's really surprising is I've been doing real estate for all my life. And you think these busy areas that have appreciated 5x, 6x, went up so much, you think it's not going to go up anymore. These other areas are going to catch up. But what I found is those areas that's appreciated a lot, they continue to appreciate for whatever reason, right?
Really?
They just
Okay.
continue to go up.
Okay, that could happen as well.
That could happen. So it's hard to say. I know the main difference between El Poblado and Envigado is the total quality of life, where Envigado, if you're there, there's not a lot of gringos like me, right? There's more locals.
For locals, yes.
So if you want to have the local experience, someplace like Envigado is definitely a great option, right?
I agree with you. I agree with you. And some people, when they come, they say, okay, I already have my home in the United States, and when I come here, I just want to be related with the locals. I want to learn Spanish, I want to learn the culture. So then you can go to Envigado. It's a perfect place.
That's right. So out of all these areas in El Poblado, is there, other than obviously Provenza, which has the fastest growth area, what other areas are really popular right now, in your opinion?
Okay, in my opinion, definitely El Tesoro.
El Tesoro.
Tesoro is very upscale. It's very exclusive. The people who lives around is very nice. Also very local. So it's a great area. It's also like a little bit up on the hill. So you have amazing views, you breathe fresh air, and it's very green. I really love that area. And also you don't see a lot of people around. So that's a thing that people also like a lot. Because you walk and it's more tranquilo, it's more calm.
Okay.
So it invites for more quietness and other kind of lifestyle, I believe.
It's definitely more quiet. You'll need to catch an Uber if you want to go to the main party areas of Provenza.
Sí.
And if you notice, the hill kind of goes up this way. So the hill goes up this way and this way. So it's hard to tell from this map, but all of this up here is you get amazing views if you're up here. Amazing views. And also the weather is a little cooler in the summertime. It's not as hot. The higher you go up, the cooler it is. It's kind of like if you go to Laureles during the summer, it's very hot.
It's very warm.
Yeah.
It's very warm.
I think a long time ago, when the temperature climate was a little bit lower, even Laureles, you didn't really need air conditioning. But now, Laureles, without air conditioning, you're gonna die.
It's true.
at least for foreigners like me, okay? You really need air conditioning in in Laureles. In parts of El Poblado, you don't need air conditioning most of the time. I have them in my rooms, but in my living room, I just open the door and it's very fresh. It's very cool. I don't need air conditioning. So the higher you go up, the cooler the climate, the more
It's true.
the nicer it is.
I am, as a paisa, I will need a double coat for sure. Because I am very sensitive to the changes of the weather. So it is very cold for me in the evening, especially.
Very cold, okay.
Pero sí, that's interesting. It's interesting
Fantastic.
information.
I think we have a good understanding of the city, but I think the important thing is having an expert who understands your needs, whether it's investments, whether you want to live with locals, whether it's walkability, whether it's beautiful hills, whatever it is, you tell us what your criteria is, and an expert can give you some options of all the different locations, appreciation, all of those kinds of things to make your buying decision very smooth and easy and perfect.
Super.
Yeah.
If you want, we can talk a bit about the MLS comparison with MLS in the US and here.
Yeah.
Because, we don't have MLS as it is there in the US. And a lot of my clients that all the time ask me like, hey, do you have maybe some tracking of the information? What was the last sale? How much? So here in Medellin, we are still going on working in getting more information and more structured in that way. So there is an MLS here, but it's not the same. It's just like a 100 agencies that is inside the MLS. And in that MLS, we have some information about the last sales. Let's say it's just like starting from 2014, we have that information. So it's kind of new. But what we do, for example, when we want to analyze the prices, is go into the neighborhood and see what is in the market, compare the price per square meter, compare with our information also how have been the sellings from the last 5-6 years of the price per square meter. And it's very important for you when you are going to take the decision to invest to do a very good comp analysis.
Yeah. So the key thing is the MLS is very manual. They have it, but it's not like the US where you put in the criteria and you have a list of all the homes sold and all the comparables. It's not like that. It's very manual. And so that's why having a good agent, understanding what pricing is, understanding what's fair, what's high, what's low, it's very, very important to have an expert on your side, for sure.
Okay.
All right. I think you have a good understanding or some general understanding of the areas of El Poblado. And let us leave some notes in the comments. Which one's your favorite area? If you've been here before, maybe you have some friends who's visited. Let us know. We'd love to hear more about that. Also, if you're interested in any of the locations and you want more information, please contact us at any time. We'll be more than happy to give you that information. So contact us at any time. Andrea, you got anything to say?
Let us know also how do you like the coffee and if you would like to keep us recommending you very nice places.
Yes, the coffee here was great. So Cafe Dragon is the name of this place. Definitely come back. I'll definitely come back. The vibe is great. Obviously, there was a lot of background noise because it's very, very busy, as you can see. But that's the life of Medellin. Party, environment, enjoying the weather, enjoying the friends, enjoying people. This is what life is all about. Enjoy your life.
I'm so happy, John, that we are being able to share all this with our community.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it's going to be very valuable information for them to take smart decisions into the real estate market and in Medellin. So welcome. Ciao.